Here's your news for June 3rd, 2020, and your headlines for today include: a big name was released by WWE. Released WWE wrestler had major backstage heat. Anonymous WWE superstar says Nia Jax needs to be fired. WWE clears up confusion regarding end of Raw this week. Tony Khan won't allow the biggest wrestling star in AEW. WWE releases official statement in support of Black Lives Matter. WWE removes Backstage producer from job responsibilities. Kurt Angle said it was almost a blessing in disguise that WWE released him, and more. We're kicking off with some huge news regarding Rob Gronkowski, as the NFL star is reportedly done with WWE. After losing the 24/7 title to R-Truth on the latest episode of Monday Night Raw, it's now been confirmed that Gronk has exercised a release clause in his WWE deal, as he will be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the upcoming NFL season. It was expected that the former 24/7 champion would compete in a match at SummerSlam this year, and whilst that match won't be happening, Gronk's contract means that he also won't be able to work with any other wrestling company for a set period of time. Though Gronk was only with the company for a couple of months after signing in March, he did squeeze some major things in, including hosting WrestleMania, and whilst he still may make appearances in WWE, he won't be wrestling for them anytime soon. Now, whilst Gronkowski's departure from WWE may be mutual thanks to his release clause, it turns out he won't be too missed behind the scenes. Fightful is reporting that the former 24/7 champion didn't have many supporters backstage after his appearance at WrestleMania 36, saying, "There was heat on Gronkowski after his hesitation to do his scheduled spot put the WrestleMania filming 2 hours behind schedule. One top name on the roster called Gronk a clown who we're so much better off without." The spot in question saw Gronk do a dive from the balcony that helped him capture the 24/7 title in the first place, but it turns out that Vince McMahon himself did the dive first to show it was safe. It was also reported that few people within WWE had interacted with Gronk after he hosted WrestleMania 36, and given this report, it may be some time before WWE thinks of working with the Super Bowl champion again. We're sticking with the red brand next, as this week's show saw Nia Jax face Kairi Sane in a match that led to the Kabuki Warrior suffering a deep cut on her head. Though WWE have said that Jax wasn't to blame, as it was Sane who was in control of the bump to the steel steps, many have seen this as another example of the former Raw Women's Champion being dangerous. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Bryan Alvarez revealed that he received a text from a WWE superstar who said that Jax needs to be fired, and added that she is dangerous and needs to go before she, quote, cripples or kills someone. Alvarez's superstar source has requested to remain anonymous, but it's clear that there's growing animosity for the irresistible force backstage in WWE, as well as with the fans. We're looking at this week's edition of Monday Night Raw next, as the WWE's flagship show ended in a way the company didn't want it to. In the final moments of the show, Drew McIntyre was trapped in Bobby Lashley's full Nelson, and whilst he was struggling at first, the WWE champion wasn't moving when the show faded to black. This led many to believe that McIntyre had passed out in the hold, though this wasn't what WWE wanted fans to think, and things were cleared up on Raw Talk moments later. In the first episode of the show in years, host Charlie Caruso quickly said that the Scottish superstar was still fighting to break free when the show ended and hadn't passed out in the hold. Obviously, WWE wanted to make sure that McIntyre looked as strong as possible, hence the clarifying statements on Raw Talk, and it'll be interesting to see whether Lashley uses the full Nelson next Sunday when the two face off at Backlash with the title on the line. We've got news from WWE's crowd next, as this week fans are seeing the second round of tapings where NXT superstars played the crowd, but it wasn't an easy task. Arriving after 10 a.m. for a medical checkup, the Gold Brand superstars were taken to the Performance Center, where they had to stand in one spot for over 10 hours. Not only did the makeshift crowd have to provide their own lunch and eat in tents outside, it's also been reported that they were spoken to like children, and Sean Ross Sapp reports that they were called out for sitting down between matches at one point. Though superstars were permitted to sit down between matches during breaks, it seems someone was trying to sneak a sit-down when they weren't allowed, as standing upright for over 10 hours would be uncomfortable for anyone, even a WWE superstar. We're looking at AEW next, as fans won't be seeing Hulk or Linda Hogan in the promotion ever. Speaking about what's happening in the United States at the moment, Linda said that it's all Afro-Americans who are looting stores, and added that she's not sure how robbing and stealing sets the record straight, but if people want to be heard, they need to be civilized. In fact, it's not only black people who are looting the stores, and her comment caught the attention of Tony Khan, who informed her that she, like the Hulkster, were banned from any AEW events following her inaccurate comment. Linda's comments were in response to the death of George Floyd by a police officer that has led to mass protests against racial injustice in the US that a small number of people have capitalized on to loot property. Khan never mentioned why Hulk is banned, though it's likely due to the former world champion's racist language that was leaked years ago, which led to him being fired from WWE. The AEW president is a known supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement, and hopefully some real change will take place in the United States against racial discrimination and police brutality. In response to this current situation, WWE issued a statement on the Black Lives Matter protests, saying, "WWE supports an inclusive society and condemns racial injustice. We stand behind our black performers, employees, and fans around the world and encourage everyone to use their voice to speak out against racism. We offer our sincere condolences to the family of George Floyd and the families of countless others who have lost their lives due to senseless violence." WWE's statement comes after several employees commented on the situation, including Titus O'Neil, who posted several times about it, Kayla Braxton, who said she's willing to cut people out of her life due to this situation, and Ronda Rousey, who called for total police reform with civilian oversight. Again, we can only hope that something has changed in the United States, as George Floyd is just the latest casualty of police racial discrimination in the country. Now, we all know that superstars come from all walks of life and don't all share the same political opinion, and recently, SmackDown's Jaxson Ryker caused a stir when he tweeted his support for President Trump given the current situation. It turns out that this isn't a new opinion for the Forgotten Son star, as in a Facebook post from July last year, he refers to the Black Lives Matter movement as garbage, saying, "Pretty touchy subject, but all this Black Lives Matter garbage baffles me. I challenge anyone of any color or race to go watch 12 Years a Slave, the movie, and realize how good you all actually have it." These comments got quite a bit of attention at the time and are now getting a new focus, and we'll have to see if WWE takes any action against the former Gunner after saying people can't complain because others had it worse a long time ago. Back to the ring now, and WWE brought MVP back for a surprise appearance in this year's Men's Royal Rumble, but it wasn't too long after that he transitioned to being a backstage producer. With his recent appearances on Raw, however, many have questioned what the former United States Champion's role really is, and Mike Johnson cleared things up on PW Insider Elite Audio, saying, "Since we have received a few emails asking, MVP has transitioned into performing full-time and is not currently working as a producer for the company. It looks like WWE didn't need MVP backstage, especially after they furloughed so many producers in the first place, and it's thankful that the company was able to keep him on as a performer as the manager of the WWE Championship #1 contender, Bobby Lashley." We're looking at WWE's recent call-ups, as after Matt Riddle was sent to SmackDown and Dominik Dijakovic is rumored for Raw, the company isn't quite finished yet. Louis Dangour reports that WWE is considering a third NXT call-up to the main roster, and whilst he didn't say who, the Wrestling Observer has confirmed that Velveteen Dream will be the next to make the jump. This would imply that he will lose his upcoming NXT title match at In Your House this Sunday, as the stipulation is he can't challenge for the title again if he loses, and it wouldn't make sense for him to move if he defeated Adam Cole. Speaking of the Undisputed Era star, Bryan Alvarez spoke on Wrestling Observer Live about a rumored call-up for the NXT champion, saying, "I would suspect sometime in the next 6 months he'll be called up to the main roster." With the talent on display on the gold brand, NXT has several superstars who are ready for the main roster, and it looks like Dream and Cole will be making the big move before the end of the year. Now, fans know that WWE 2K20 didn't meet expectations, and now not only is 2K21 not happening, but fans will be getting WWE Battlegrounds this year. During a Reddit AMA, developers from the 2K series spoke about the future of the franchise and revealed that after listening to the fans, they're considering a gameplay system similar to classic WWE games, such as No Mercy and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. As two of the most beloved wrestling games of all time, this announcement got fans excited, and we'll have to see how things turn out for the franchise. Hopefully 2K will have learned their lesson after the disaster that was 2K20 and will address some of the pesky mechanics and glitches. Until then, fans will have to make do with 2K20 and older games, whilst WWE Battlegrounds is scheduled for a fall release. One person who knows all about being in WWE video games is Kurt Angle, who recently spoke to Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated about his career with the company and his April departure. Speaking about the recent story that he was offered the chance to serve as the manager of Matt Riddle, Kurt explained what could have been, saying, "I'm almost 100% I won't wrestle again, but if I did, that's the direction I would have went. I imagine WWE was going to go with me managing Riddle and then, eventually, probably a match between the two of us." When asked about whether he would return to the ring, Angle didn't refuse, saying, "I'm working on my business, and I've been doing a lot of rehab on my body, trying to get myself back to where I'm able to live a healthy lifestyle. I'd been so banged up, my back and my neck, but I'm making improvements. If I get to the point where I feel I can do it, then I'll probably do it." Speaking about his release though, the Olympic gold medalist described it as a blessing in disguise as his business started picking up orders and is at a point where he needs to be there. The WWE Hall of Famer had plenty to say about his new business as well as other topics, and it's good to see the wrestling machine keep busy following his release. From one former WWE champion to another now, as Seth Rollins is a two-time holder of the gold and two-time Universal Champion, but right now, the Monday Night Messiah is on the hunt for new disciples instead of titles. During Raw Talk, Rollins stated that he's been pushing for Dominic Mysterio in particular to join his flock, stating, "I've seen him make his way between these ropes, I've seen what he's capable of, there's a bright future awaiting Dominic, and I know just the person who could lead him to that future." Given that Dominic laid down a threat to the Beast Slayer on Raw following the Architect's attack on his father Ray, it certainly seems likely that Dominic will be involved in the storyline more from now on, though time will tell whether he opposes or aligns himself with the Monday Night Messiah. And we're ending with news from Mr. Money in the Bank, Otis, and whilst his girlfriend Mandy Rose may be seen as the looker of the group, the Heavy Machinery star tried out his own modeling skills recently. On Twitter, the SmackDown superstar posted a photo of himself emerging from the pool, claiming that it could be a Sports Illustrated cover. And while we're not sure the publication will be using his pic anytime soon, we can't help but respect Otis's body positivity.